Buonasera, this is Pierpaolo. It was a hard week. It is a hard moment. We reacted the only way we know, by working. We reacted not allowing to get paralyzed by the fear of war, trying to remember that the privilege of our freedom is now bigger than ever. Our thoughts go to those who are suffering. We see you, we feel you, and we love you, because love is the answer, always.
Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? Came back only yesterday. I'm moving farther away. Want you near me? All I needed was the love you gave. All I needed for another day. And all I ever knew, only you. Sometimes when I think of her name, when it's only a game, and I need you, listen to the words that you say, it's getting harder to stay. When I see you, all I needed was the love you gave. All I needed for another day, and all I ever knew, only you. All I needed was the love you gave. All I needed for another day. And all I ever knew, only you.
Spotting an opportunity is something I've always had, and fortunate enough to have people that have opened doors for me. I often get asked, how did I become a millionaire? This comes from quite a creative background, cutting up my clothes, studying fashion. I used to be the stylist with everything on the head. I am a maker. Millionaires are makers. If you look at millionaires across the world, they do really radical things. The COVID pandemic has really affected our business. We had to scale down drastically. We had to reinvent a product, we had to create masks, we had to learn to really adapt and keep wheels turning. We just had to do it, because if we didn't try it, we would never have known. It is beautiful. Everybody's bringing out every single talent they have. Really, we were pushed to go into a new space and be very innovative. And I think that opens all these doors of opportunity, and really looking at local, looking who's around us. Who do I want to support? It has so much power where your money goes. And I think that opens doors for everybody around you to support all of them. It has a whole domino effect.
When I first met the family, I was just driving through. Then I came across this painted house. I went in and our relationship started. I really feel good about the fact that people, under all odds, have decided to remain who they are. It is important that you keep your traditions, because your children must know where they're coming from. And that has made me have more respect for the people in the rural areas than the people in the city. They have enriched me. It is a privilege to have known the Demanda family, for I would not have had the insight that I have today.
May 2nd, 1945. The end is near for World War II in Europe. The Soviet Union announces the fall of Nazi Germany's capital, Berlin. And the Allies announce the surrender of Nazi troops in Italy and parts of Austria. 1519. Leonardo da Vinci, the Italian Renaissance artist who painted The Last Supper and the Mona Lisa, dies in France at age 67. 1863. During the Civil War, Confederate General Thomas Stonewall Jackson is accidentally wounded by his own men at Chancellorsville, Virginia. Jackson dies 8 days later. 1994.
Now is the time for celebration, for South Africans to join together to celebrate the birth of democracy.
Nelson Mandela and the African National Congress claim victory in South Africa's first multiracial election. Mandela, who spent nearly 30 years in prison under apartheid rule, becomes the country's president. 1972. J. Edgar Hoover, who ran the FBI from the Prohibition era through the turbulent 1960s, dies in Washington, D.C. at age 77. And 1903. Singer and actor Bing Crosby, one of the 20th century's most popular entertainers, is born in Tacoma, Washington. Today in History, May 2nd. Sandy Kozel, The Associated Press.
Welcome back in our studio, and in today's news,